Hi beautiful people, welcome to my channel, and today we're going to talk about ugly truths that K-pop fans have to accept. This is not meant to hate on K-pop or any idols, it's just we have to be critical over the things we love. I love chocolate, but if I eat too much of it, I'm going to get really sick. So therefore, we shouldn't like things too blindly. Certain ugly truths such as number 2 and 5 have trigger warnings, so please be careful of that. And as well, I'll be citing every single example I use in the description. Without further ado, let's begin. Last year, Amber Liu of FX revealed that SM instructed her not to smile during her debut days. Since they wanted her to have a tomboy image, they felt like her showcasing her smiley, upbeat personality made disruptive. That's a great example of how companies control idols' personality to fit their supposed image. Sometimes what brings you into a group or connects you to an idol is their personality and image. For FX, a lot of people thought they were such a revolutionary group for having a tomboy member and breaking gender barriers. However, Amber admitted that Lee Soo-min specifically scouted her because of her tomboy look. Since there was a famous Chinese singer who was popular for her tomboy look, Lee Soo-min wanted to emulate that success in K-pop via Amber. That's why Amber was allowed to have an unfeminine image. It wasn't because SM was being nice or she fought for it. They wanted her to fit in the quota for business purposes. In fact, Amber's tomboy image was kind of forced. Amber is naturally a tomboy, but when she's under SM, her tomboy look was very overdone, as she would wear baggy clothes and baseball hats that scream, "I'm a tomboy, look at me." But when she's not under SM like now, she has this androgynous look, but it's not as over the top as it was before. Another way is how companies will force their female idols to act cute so they're more appealing to K-nets, as they tend to prefer a cuter image, like Rosé. I love her because she's so kind and elegant, but she has this funny sarcastic side to her. I feel like Rosé is the type to help you with your homework, but if you tell her someone stole your pencil, she's not afraid to square up with them during recess. Yet I feel like when she's on Korean TV, she's forced to have this cute voice.
네, 아직 아무도 안 들었어요. 10명. 안녕하세요. 안녕하세요. 블랙핑크의 로제입니다.
But when she's on her own or in an international setting like English interviews, you can see her true sarcastic personality. I mean, remember how shocked we were when we first heard her swear on TV? Even a former K-pop trainee confessed to BBC News that her company planned out her idol personality.
Like, the worst part about like K-pop is that in the end, a lot of the groups are just very manufactured, and we're like a billion different people being put into one group, and we have to spend 24 hours with each other. You're gonna go crazy.
Oh yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah, because it wasn't naturally like fit.
Think about the last group project you were in and your group mates were randomly assigned to you. Did you guys get along? Think about someone you went to both elementary and high school with. Are you friends with that person? Do y'all get along? So therefore, a lot of K-pop groups don't get along or aren't BFFs, even if they spend 5 to 10 years together. You're not going to be friends with every single person you meet. Honestly, it makes sense for idols not to get along, especially as trainees. K-pop's an extremely competitive world. You only have a 1% chance of getting in. Back in 2020, Jessica Jung, the former member of Girls' Generation, published a book based on her life as a K-pop star. Of course, this book is fictional, so you can take this example with a grain of salt. But the main character got drugged by another trainee, so she would show up to the trainee evaluation late and perform poorly. As much as it's shocking, it makes sense for trainees to sabotage each other since debuting is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. All of a sudden, these trainees have a poor relationship with each other or come together in a group, so of course they don't get along. Besides, there's always going to be a member of a group who's going to be the most popular or get more opportunities such as CF deals, lines, screen time, etc. So group members are going to get jealous of each other. It's a human trait. It reminds me of Miss A. At the beginning, they seemed to get along. They would often visit Suzy on set. But overnight, Suzy became super famous through her dramas and ended up gaining the nickname of Korea's first love. Then people started viewing Miss A as Suzy and her friends, or they didn't even know who the group was, just Suzy. It drove a wedge between Suzy and her members to the point one day invited everyone except for Suzy to her birthday party. Again, jealousy is a human thing, so it makes sense for some groups to have some sort of beef. There's a scene in Jessica's book where trainees did mock interviews, and a common question would be, do you guys get along? What was your favorite memory as trainees? And then they would practice their answers. If you want to read this scene, I included it in my description. Anyways, idols are trained to overplay their relationship on camera. Ultimately, K-pop groups fall under 3 categories. BFFs, we tolerate each other, but we ain't close, or we don't get along at all. The thing is, we don't know our idols. We don't know what their true personality is or what goes on behind doors. It's like the Irene incident. I don't think Irene should be cancelled. What she did was bad, but it's redeemable. People can grow and change, and it seems like she is truly working on herself. But I'm not going to ignore the fact that she did talk down to someone and cause that person to cry, and it seems like she may have a history of doing so. Hence, your idols could be bad people. It also makes me think, does my idol support the same causes as me? For example, studies have shown that homosexuality is widely frowned upon in South Korea, indicating that some idols may look down on the LGBTQ plus community. Sorry, but wearing that rainbow shirt doesn't mean anything. Plus, whenever I see an idol make fun of someone who has a tanner skin tone than them, it makes me think, would they look down on me because I'm South Asian? Do they look down on other POC who have a darker skin tone than them? The thing is, we don't know our idols. Our relationship to them is through a screen. We know them based on how they want to portray themselves. We don't know what their true personality, values, or beliefs are. Your idols may not be good people, so when they mess up, do not defend them. For a company to educate their idols, there must be incentive. When Starbucks racially profiled 2 customers, they knew the scandal would harm their image or sales, so they had a company-wide racial sensitivity training to boost their image and prevent future incidents. Hence, K-pop companies may invest in these types of classes if they feel a group's problematic actions may harm their reputation or sales. But how is that possible if K-pop fans refuse to hold their faves accountable? From lying about their race to dismiss their faves' actions, to burying their scandal by clearing up the searches, to doxing fans who speak out, which scares others from doing so in the future. I've seen fans blatantly lie to make their faves look good, such as saying that it's a mistranslation, or they apologize when they didn't. K-pop fans will do anything to protect their faves, even when they mess up. When Lisa had braids for Kill This Love, some blinks lied saying that those braids were part of Thai culture, so they were appreciation, not appropriation. To this day, YG groups are still culturally appropriating, as Lisa's CA did not receive intense fan backlash, and fans failed to hold YG or Lisa accountable. When Suga's song used a sample of Jim Jones, a cult leader and mass murderer, it made some fans uncomfortable, especially black armies, as most of Jim Jones' victims were black. So they emailed Big Hit about this issue. Not only were some armies harassing and blocking those who spoke out, but they made up a lie that Jim Jones was anti-Korean, so Suga was just mocking him, even though many Koreans came out saying that Jim Jones isn't anti-Korean and they don't know who he is. Suga's song is about him flexing his success, and Big Hit said in their apology that this sample was chosen without any particular intention. Yet armies emailed Big Hit saying that they didn't have to apologize and it was their fault for not protecting Suga. Yeah, Big Hit apologized, but the fact that my friends and I bought this whole anti-Korean lie for such a long time really shows you how bad gaslighting is in K-pop. Plus, using a sample of a mass murder is distasteful and insensitive. Big Hit or Suga were clearly in the wrong, yet fans went out of their way to protect and shield them from any criticism. For companies, when they see this support, they think, oh, we don't have to worry about apologizing for incidents or educating our idols because there will be legions of fans supporting them no matter what. So having these types of classes would be a waste of money. I hate saying this, but if you're constantly offended by the racism, CA, or cultural insensitivity in K-pop, I suggest leaving because K-pop will never get better. But if you're optimistic and want to make K-pop a better space for others, hold your faves accountable. Speak up when they mess up. Make it controversial. Mass email companies to resolve a scandal. Boycott problematic groups. You can still listen to their music in an alternative way without supporting them. If you truly love your idols, you want them to be a better person. That's why you educate them and condemn their actions. So, on the other hand of this whole cancel culture discourse, people think that saying an idol hate when they're problematic is acceptable, which isn't. Let's talk about Stray Kids Chan. What he did was textbook culture appropriation, and he should not have done that. But instead of fans educating him, people proceed to send him death threats and even send his siblings hate. Yes, what he did was problematic, but how is bullying someone justifiable? If you're mad what an idol did, you can handle it constructively. For instance, one fan actually confronted Chan during a fan sign about his CA. It was an excellent way of how to handle your problematic idols. You educate them and inform them what they did was wrong. Sometimes your idols may not know something was bad, so it's out of ignorance, not malicious hate. Sending someone hate regardless of what they did is unethical, and it seems like some fans don't really care about the cause, they just need an excuse to send someone hate. So I was watching a lot of dance ranking videos, and I found it so weird how the visual would always be at the bottom, or the visuals part of the dance line, yet they're ranked last among the dance line, and there would be non-dance line members ranking higher than them. And then if I watched the same group's vocal ranking video, I would see the same result. Then I researched about lookism in South Korea and how looks are very valued in their society, to the point that many jobs, including office job, require a photo of you on your resume because employers really care about their candidate's appearance, even more so than their skills and credentials. So it makes me think, if a lot of jobs in Korea really care about their candidate's appearance, wouldn't it make sense for K-pop companies to debut idols because of their visuals? And it does happen. Remember Produce 101 and that legendary Into the New World dance-off? The blue team had better vocals, dancing, and synchronization, yet the pink team won fan voting because they had better visuals. Even Mamamoo's Moonpal was cut from a group because of her size despite her talent. But I'm not saying every visual got in because of their looks, as there's a lot of visuals whose talents are overlooked because of their beauty. Like Irene, she's an amazing dancer, but everyone focuses on her visuals until Monster Era. Ultimately, a lot of companies may debut idols who are good looking but aren't super skilled to meet fan standards. It's for business purposes. So if visuals are so important, wouldn't it make sense for companies to force idols to get surgery to fit the beauty standards? I know people say it's puberty, that's why they look different. But you finish puberty at around 16, so your bone structure such as your jaw stop growing. That means if an idol had a wide and square jaw and now it's a V line, they probably got jaw shaving. Losing weight just removes the fat. It doesn't change the jaw structure. And your nose actually gets bigger with age. Puberty can help you lose baby fat, but it won't make your eyes 10 times bigger. I never understood this denial. 1 in 3 Korean women have gone plastic surgery. Do you guys really think none of your idols could be one of them? Plus, so many idols have came out saying their company pressured them to get surgery.
Would like tell me like they want me to shave my jaws, like shave my face,
Oh, I got
shave
that
the
too.
bones off, and
man.
you
I like a square jaw, so then I remember they wanted me to kind of a little bit and get like fillers and stuff too.
that adds so much more character though. Like
Oh,
square jaws.
but they're like on TV, you're gonna look like Buzz Lightyear. I was like, all right,
Buzz
cool.
Lightyear.
Dude, I was told to get plastic surgery.
Whoa.
Like, they wanted me to do like my nose and like
To look like what?
I don't know.
If I was an idol and my company told me to get surgery so I can debut, I would 100% do it. I already gave up my life for this dream. Getting surgery is just one small sacrifice. So your idols aren't fake for getting surgery. I've seen so many fans wanting to unstand their face for getting surgery, but Angelina Jolie is rumored to have several surgery. Yes, she's a special envoy for the UNHCR, so is she really a bad person even though she got work done? Same concept applies to your faves. When I first researched about plastic plastic surgery, I was really confused why people get chin implants. Your chin is such a small part of your face. Why would you care so much about how it looks like? But I learned that if you have a short chin, you'll have an unattractive side profile. And that's the thing is, if you see yourself on camera 24/7, you're going to become more self-conscious. I know people say, well, love yourself, but for some people, as much as you work on loving yourself, it's hard, and if getting surgery makes them happy, we can't blame them. A great example is BTS V, and I know what you're thinking. He's literally the most handsome man alive. Why would he get work done? But as a child, V had a naturally pushed back hairline. It's genetic. Combined with his excessive hair dyeing, has really pushed back his hairline and made his forehead big. So I think recently V may have gone forehead reduction surgery or hair transplant surgery, which lowers your hairline and makes your forehead smaller. And he looks more confident now. He always hit his forehead through bangs and bandanas, so if getting surgery makes an idol feel better about themselves, why is it such a crime? Finally, if a surgeon who has spent 10 years of their life studying this field can tell someone got surgery just by looking at their after photo, I think we should trust them. Like, if a doctor tells you have a life-threatening disease, are you going to tell them, no, it's just puberty? It's so important for K-pop fans to realize that their faves got work done. I've seen so many fans comparing themselves to their faves, wondering why they couldn't be as perfect as them, without realizing that this perfection is man-made. So my main takeaway with this video is that us K-pop fans, we're toxic, and that's the ugly truth. We are shielding idols rather than holding them accountable when they mess up. Our relationship with them is so unhealthy. We view them like gods and not people. Eventually, when they mess up, we feel betrayed because they aren't as good as we thought they were. So I hope my video causes you to view K-pop more critically. We start viewing idols as just artists and not gods, and everyone feels safe and comfortable as fans. Thank you so much for watching. If you want a good laugh, watch my BTS as my favorite Kardashian or Nicki Minaj moment. I am launching a new series soon, so stay tuned. And if you want to grow taller, then like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.